Good morning, everybody, and I'm hoping you are having a great weekend. You got plenty of sleep over Friday, Saturday night, and today is your rest and recovery day, like me. I haven't had like a super busy weekend, just lots of work, and I'm exhausted for no particular reason. Like, so exhausted, as soon as I'm done with this show, I'm going back to bed. I am serious. It is 10 a.m. Central Time, and I'm going back to bed. So good morning. My name is John. I'm with the FNP Wargamers, and this is the FNP Morning Show. We're still kind of hashing out the which days that we're doing this. Pretty much Sunday through Friday. I did a show yesterday because I was not going to be able to do the evening show, and I'm reformatting our evening show, the main overlay and whatnot, because I want to do a little bit better than what I have before I resume doing the videos. So when I am not taking a nap in the middle of the afternoon, or the middle, well, I guess it's late morning, early afternoon, probably if you're on the East Coast, or late evening if you're in the UK. So, and I'm sorry, I'm still trying to figure out how Twitter works, not Twitter, Twitch works on the phone. You would think that I would have figured it out by now, but no. See, it just does not want to work. I don't like that. So what are we going to talk about today? Because I am tired. I mean, you might be able to see the exhaustion on my face. I am wiped. I didn't even go work out this morning. I was that tired. I was like, you know what? No. Let's get some breakfast. Delicious Cracker Barrel. And let's get back, do the show, take a nap. Take a nap. I got nothing to do today until late in the evening. So, a couple things. We are going to cover a lot of stuff, a lot of ground today. And I'm going to do it in less than 45 minutes. By the time this is at 11, or when we're at the 43-minute mark, I'm going to start winding down. My average wind down time is about 2 minutes. So that is what I'm going to do. All right, so first up, lots of releases yesterday. Friday and yesterday morning, I was like, hey guys, I got some information for you about Sisters of Battle. I've got some confirmation on units, and then a number of sites out there, not a number, a tiny handful, not even a handful, like one or two, got their hands on a copy of the Faith and Fury Psychic Awakening 2 book and the Sisters of Battle Codex. Well, that whole collector's box that's out. And, kudos to them. Some of those guys deserve it. Maybe some of them don't. I don't know. That's not for me to decide. I know at least one of them is or was a mid-level Games Workshop employee for a number of years. Well known amongst his peers, and he's jumped around from, I think, Beast of War to now he's on Guerrilla Gaming. So he has unique access. Not only does he have 10,000 plus subscribers on the channel, which helps a big time, which is why we're trying to get our subscribers up there, but he also has that loyal following from not only his time at Games Workshop, winning Golden Demons and whatnot, and his time on Beast of War. So it's pretty good following. And especially, and I can't say I'm jealous, because, I might be a little jealous, but it's a jealousy of understanding that, compared to me, when he's had greater access, it makes sense that he's where he's at. So good on Ash. I'm really happy that those things are working out well for him, and I look forward to the day when that's working out well for this channel or my upcoming personal channel. Actually meeting my brand manager today around 5:30. We're going to go over some of the new artwork she's been working on, the font and whatnot. So I'm pretty excited about that. We have some paperwork to fill out. And I'm actually going to be meeting and talking with a 3D designer about an animated version of me, like a little chibi version, and maybe even take that 3D print or that 3D image and might even try to make a little 3D printed model of me or a bobblehead or something. I don't know. I'm just going to have fun doing this. And if it goes somewhere, fantastic. If it doesn't, I don't care. It's a passion. I enjoy doing this. So I don't know where I was going with all that. Because we're going to talk about the Psychic Awakening 2 today, and we're also going to talk about the Sisters of Battle. Actually, we're not going to get into Sisters of Battle because I'm still compiling all that information, because everything we have screenshot-wise is tiny, so it's kind of hard to zoom in and enhance and sharpen, and we have to kind of sit there and pick some stuff apart. Like today, I'm actually going to be using the compiled notes because I started compiling all the information from Psychic Awakening 2, and then sure enough, somebody else who had a lot more time, didn't have to work on the weekend like I did, compiled everything for us. And who I'm talking about, and I suggest you go over and check them out, is goonhammer.com. I'll see if I can get the link up in the description. Give them a look-see, give them a shout out on Facebook, maybe email them, say, hey, John from FNP Wargamers over on Twitch said that it told us all about you. We're here. We're going to support you. We love what you do. It's a very funny breakdown of everything, but it's still an accurate breakdown. But before we get to that, two things. First, got a cold, nasally. I apologize just for that. Two, I mentioned this the other day, and now it's starting to get spread around. And love him or hate him, Jeremy at the Quartering over on YouTube, this has got wind. He's got wind of this, even though it's not his job to champion those people that have gotten their accounts hacked. He's been very successful in getting a couple very well-known YouTubers getting their accounts back, and because right now YouTube is really it's a hot mess right now. That's why I'm afraid to just go over and start filming on YouTube. So that's why I'm asking and begging our people, hey, reach out, get more people to come to the channel, hit like and subscribe, comment on any of the videos. So, because right now their algorithms that they got going on and their new FCC things that they're doing, it's really screwing with any content providers like us. And those people that are making, this is their job, is providing solid content. Excuse me. They're some of them are losing like 90% of their income now because of these weird rolling changes, thanks to current administration's appointee to the FCC. The FCC's ruling against YouTube and whatnot, and then YouTube going, you know what, we're going to stick it to these people. And there's a lot of politics involved, and YouTube is pushing its narrative, I think, and its politics onto the content providers. Now, what am I talking about? If you have not seen the videos, and I'm not going to run the videos, but you can actually type in Astartes YouTube videos. There's a series of, I think it's 5 episodes right now. These are 100% fan-created short films, and they all kind of interlinked. Really well done, and I'm surprised that Games Workshop did not go, you know what, guys, we're going to give you a little bit of a budget, get some extra people working on this. We want you to produce these for us, because this is amazing. So Jeremy at the Quartering, just check him out on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe for him too. Give him a thumbs up. Say, hey, John over at FNP Wargamers on YouTube and Twitch said, hey, come over here and support the Quartering. And I'm gonna tell you right now, he does get controversial, and I think his views are on the opposite of mine overall. But considering the way he talks about things logically and with a lot of humor, I support his stuff. I mean, because I like the logic to it. I like not putting the spin, the narrative spin, or their feelings or emotions into, oh, I feel like this should be like this, instead of, well, it should be like this based on X, Y, and Z. And that's why I think I like him. We might not meet up in the middle, but Jeremy at the Quartering does a fantastic job. So make sure you go over, be a subscriber, follow, say, hey, thanks. Make sure you give us a shout out. That FNP Wargamers pointed you in that direction. Now, why am I talking about this? That channel has been hacked, and YouTube has not done anything as of, well, this morning or yesterday we got an update that they're giving them suggestions. But other than that, before they gave them that suggestions on Twitter, they had been been getting denied denied assistance in getting their account back after it was hacked. And this is not the first time it's happened. Not for them, but a lot of top YouTubers with millions of followers or hundreds of thousands have gotten their accounts hacked, and YouTube has essentially given them the middle finger. And I don't want to do it because just in case anybody's watching and they might get all upset about it and flag us or whatnot. YouTube has been dropping the ball, and it's such a shame because these people have been making money for YouTube, getting more people coming to YouTube, and YouTube is turning them away, turning their support away. And it's such a shame because it should not be happening, especially, and if you normally don't care about all this stuff that's on there, but you do care about fan-made stuff, you do care about your Warhammer 40,000, and you've seen these videos, or you're going to go watch these videos after we're done talking, then this is definitely what you want to, this is something that you should want to do. Rise up with the rest of us, stand up to combat these horrible changes, and go to bat for our passion, Warhammer 40,000. So help them out. Help us out. Follow the description. Just kind of, like I said, you can just take that screenshot right there and go over in YouTube and put Astartes has been hacked, or you can put Astartes. Yeah, you can put like Astartes has been hacked, the quartering, in your Google search or whatever search engine you use. Go over there, check it out, and support him, support us, support this poor guy that has got his account hacked. So enough about that. I've gone on way too long for a lot of this stuff in the morning. I'm going to leave this up, but I'm not going to show you the other people's the things I'm going to be reading off. This is going to be the highlights of Psychic Awakening 2. I'm not going to do every single thing because it's so much information. But you can go over to goonhammer.com, and you can, if you want to read up on that, they pretty much, not even pretty much, they did exactly what I was already working on. And it wasn't like a race type thing. They didn't, they just happened to have the time and the resources, well, really the time more than anything, to sit there and do that. Where I was at work yesterday, I was unable to compile. So total credit goes to Goonhammer for compiling, and it saved me a mountain of typing. I mean, it would probably been a couple hours, and I'm still working on my novel for the National Novel Writing Month Challenge. So, and I've got 13 days to add another 7,000 words and then go back. Well, I'm going back right now over this week and next week. Well, actually, oh man, I only have next week. Crap. I have all of next week to repair or fix all the changes, which is about 43,000 words that I've gotten done. Then I've got I'll have a week, less than a week, to do 7,000 words. Woo, boy. Well, let's get into this. We're going to talk about the Space Marine stuff today. There is Space Marine stuff in there. I feel, sorry, I got to take my hoodie off because I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm hot, I'm cold. Sorry about that. Had to make sure my shirt stayed down. I didn't want you to see my manly chest. I have a couple of chief complaints here, and I think they're valid complaints. The Space Marine content in here, from a marketing standpoint, and you guys have heard me talk about marketing standpoint many times, and I might have the wrong terminology, but it was brilliant taking the content that should have been in the Space Marine supplements and in the Codex Space Marines and put it in this book, because it's forcing people to come over here and get involved. And by not creating, it's like, you know what? We need a Master of the Forge model. We need a chapter champion. We need a chief apothecary. Well, we're only making models for all these new units, so we can't do that, Todd. Well, this is stupid. And then Brenda comes along. Brenda is like, you know what? Karen's talking to the manager, so I got a great idea. Why don't we just take that information that should be in those books, let's put it over in Psychic Awakening, and we get people to buy that stuff. Pretty good, Brenda. Good job. Todd, you go work on something. Go work on, I don't know, Blood Bowl or something. Or you know what? You're going to go work for Lord of the Rings right now. You came up with a good an idea that was going to be good for the customers, but bad for us business-wise. Brenda's going to take over your spot. So right now, we're not happy with Brenda. Thank you, Todd, for your service. Brenda, you're in charge of Todd stuff. So now anything bad that's coming out in these Psychic Awakenings, starting with Psychic Awakening 2, we are now going to blame Brenda. And I swear to God, if Brenda is the actual name of the person that's in charge of this writing, I'm going to flip. That's going to be so, it's going to be so good, so spicy. All right, so let's get into these things. So some of the first things, we're going to be talking about the Masters of the Chapter. This is all the stuff that Space Marines are getting inside of Psychic Awakening 2. It's over like about 5 or 6 pages, maybe 10 pages. So White Scars, Imperial Fists, Salamanders, Iron Hands, Ultramarines, Raven Guard are all getting their own individual litany. I'm not going to read them all because, like I said, I'm going to try to get this done in 45 minutes. But if you go over to Goonhammer, cool. None of the litanies really stood out except for Fortress of Resolve. That's the Imperial Fist one. Whenever you activate this litany, which is really weird, but I'm not going to get into this semantics and the narrative of that. Units within Imperial Fist, units within 6 inches, when they hit, they'll hit on Overwatch 5s and 6s. So 5s and 6s for Overwatch. When you combine that with their already Siege Master abilities, then you could end up getting exploding 6s. So that's actually pretty gosh darn good. Man, that could be a lot of shots. A lot of shots. Jesus, I didn't even think about that. Now, I mean, if you're relying on that to win you the game, you're kind of hurting yourself. I mean, that's just an extra bonus. It's not something I would rely on. Overwatch is not something to rely on unless you're like maybe Tau. You need to rely on Overwatch to keep your line safe. But see, Raven Guard, the other one, Swift as a Raven. If you pop this off, if the model can shoot in a turn in which it fell back, or if they can fly, they can charge after falling back. This is already a stratagem, but now you can give it to a friendly. You can use it as a litany. That's actually, I mean, it's still circumstantial, and most like I said before, this is not going to be verbatim. This is just the analysis, the breakdown that Goonhammer has. So until you have the book in hand, you should go ahead and consider this to be rumor. But it's almost verbatim what I was already looking at, what I was going to do for y'all. I'm just so thankful that these gents, maybe ladies over there too, took the time to do this. It saved me a lot of work. So full credit to them. Anyways, each of those supplements got their own litany. So cool. We already knew that the Master's Sanctity upgrade gives them 1 additional litany, and they can recite an additional litany. Gun lines, there's a couple in there I'm not going to go into, but like Catechism of Fire and Recitation of Focus are going to be really good. If you're going to have, like, I've got a chaplain in my army, I might actually move some things around. He was going to be a beat stick. I was giving him like the I can't even think of the name of the relic, the Reclusiarch relic, where you swap out your Crozius, give him +2 strength and +2 or +1 damage. I can't remember. Anyways, give him Mantra strength, and now he's running around beating people. They've got a couple warlord traits to go along with this. Wise Orator. Let's see here. If you manage to pop off your litany, you can. Oh, you can re-roll it. I'm sorry. If a litany chanted by this warlord is inspired, you can re-roll the dice. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not sure what I'm seeing there, but it looks kind of good. Bellowing Firebrand, add 3 inches to the range of this warlord's spiritual leader ability, and all litanies chanted by this warlord. That one is a good one. 9 inches is huge. That's such a big buff, especially if you're doing like I said earlier. What if you're popping off Catechism of Fire and Recitation of Focus? Then you've got now a 9-inch. You got a larger bubble. This is going to be really good, especially if you're back there, say with Iron Hands, and you got all your executioners floating up top, out of reach, and you're popping off 2 of those because you're Master Sanctity. You have the Bellowing Firebrand Warlord trait, and if you don't want him to be your Warlord, you can easily just give him the hero. I think it's the Hero of the Chapter. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Hero of the Chapter stratagem, so he can pick up a Warlord trait as long as he's not the Warlord. Or give him double. Well, he would need. Yeah. You'd want to give that to him. So not too bad. Looks like everybody's going to be getting 2 relics. The relics are okay. 3-up, you can upgrade your invulnerable save to a 3-up. That can be kind of cool if I wasn't given I think it's the Benediction of Fury. I think that's the name of the Crozius. Now that I think about it, if I didn't want to give that to him, but I wanted my chaplain to be kind of like a mini Smash Captain, it'd be a way to do it. You'd be giving up. I think I'd rather have the Benediction because I'd rather have that ability to do more damage and be a lot stronger and a better AP and everything. Emperor's Judgment is another one. Your opponent can reroll the hit, wound, or damage roll and any morale test within 6 inches of this model. Okay. That's not too bad. Master of the Forge. All right. Character upgrade. This is very easy. Instead of rolling D3 wounds to repair as a Tech Marine, straight up 3. So this is like making a mini Iron Father. I think it's Iron Father Pharaohs. So Warlord traits, Master of the Machine. When resolving an attack made by a friendly vehicle model within 6 inches, add 1 to the hit roll. Oh, yeah, that's actually not too bad. That is not too bad for a Warlord trait. Okay. Sorry. That actually is not too bad. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm going to move on. Man, that is actually not too bad at all. Say goodbye to flyers. Oh, you have -1 to hit. I don't care. I've got my 3 executioners here that are going to be getting add 1 to the hit roll. So I'm going to lose your minus. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. Sorry, Warden of the Ancients, the next one. Increase both strength and attacks of friendly dreadnoughts within 6 inches of this Warlord. Not super great, but if you are going to be having some close combat dreadnoughts, oh, you know what? I wonder if the Invictor Warsuit is considered a dreadnought. If you have a Tech Marine on a bike and you've got him sprinting up there, you have him alongside your Invictor Tactical Warsuits, are they considered dreadnought? Oh, dang it. They're not dreadnoughts. That stinks. I mean, both strength and attacks would be really nice to. Oh, that would have been awesome. Okay, relics. Mortis Machina. Sorry, I'm fighting off sleep and this cold here. So I'm trying to focus. Relic Weapon Power Axe, +3 strength, AP -1, damage D3. Does an additional 1 mortal wound to vehicles on every failed save. Okay, that's Super Power Fist. Super Power Fist with an extra with an extra mortal wound. Let's see here. Endurant Protector. Add 1 toughness and gain a 4-up invulnerable save. That's not too shabby. If you got him on the bike, now he's toughness 6, and he's got a 4-up invulnerable save. And the reason why I say put him on a bike, because if you've got forward-moving vehicles, like if you're running like Iron Hands, there's a lot of people that are considering running like the Stormhawk. I think the Stormhawk Interceptor, like 3 of those, and I think the other one, I can't remember what the name of it is, a Storm Talon. And you have put a dude on a bike with that ability to hit with +1. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. Chief Librarians. You gain 1 additional psychic power from their chosen discipline and can attempt to deny 1 additional power. That's what I already told you guys for the past couple days. That was what I suspected, and it's pretty much straight up. And just as one of their notes here, make sure if you're a White Scars player, take a look at the High Scholar of the Librarius. I believe that it's going to stack, so check that out. There might be something in there. White Scars, High Scholar of the Librarius with the Chief Librarian upgrade. Now, some Warlord traits that are okay. Gain +1 on their first Psychic test of a turn. That's Psychic Mastery. Then High Scholar. Oh, duh. High Scholar of the Librarius is right here. The warlord can now use psychic powers from any discipline they have access to, rather than only one. This takes great advantage. Okay, you're still not going to be overall. And I'm not attacking anybody. I just saw an argument the other day, some complaints about, well, if you make an Iron Hands Psyker, you give him all these super upgrades, he has more psychic defense than Magnus. Like, he gets one extra deny over Magnus. That's a valid argument. I think they even might make it in here or on a couple videos. Okay, yeah, that's a valid argument. But that is one minor thing compared to everything else that Magnus can do. So you can't just take that one thing and focus on it completely and say, well, this automatically is better than Magnus. Magnus wasn't greater than everybody else. If you wanted somebody like Magnus to be better than everybody else, then you need to go to the nth degree. Make it to where you can deny 6 times. Where nobody else can, or 10 times. He can cast every single 10 psychic powers. He's got 2 up in everything except for strength and everything. Make those like 20, so nobody is even closer. It's all relative. And one little thing that somebody might be slightly better at, because they've had to upgrade the character several times. Essentially, I think you have to pop 3 command points to put 3 types of stratagem. Basically, use 3 stratagems to boost a librarian, Space Marine librarian, to exceed one aspect of Magnus. One aspect of Magnus, you just spent 3 command points to get, hey, I'm better than you now, ha ha ha, because I can deny 1 more time than you. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. But I'm frickin' Magnus the Red. You are a little Space Marine librarian without an invulnerable save. Go away. It's really silly. Some of these arguments I'm seeing I'm really thinking that people are complaining just to complain. Some of it might be valid. I think some of it might not be. And I understand, let's take Eldar, for example. They kind of got, there's definitely good flavor. There's definitely some good abilities in Psychic Awakening 1. But once again, it's not a codex. It's a supplement. But everything we're seeing for Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, we're going to go over that in just a moment. Chaos Space Marines got some nice boosts as well, bringing them up. So they're bringing them up, and Eldar don't have their new stuff yet. They're going to get brought up too. And one thing every gosh darn Warhammer 40,000 and Age of Sigmar player needs to realize, that these 2 games, these 2 core games, are not meant for tournament play. You need to remember that. They have their release schedule. They have their rules writing based around their narrative, the story that they're telling. So these releases happen at certain times to tell a story of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. They're not cranking this stuff out to go, well, we need to get all this stuff out for the tournament players, that less than 10% of 10% of our worldwide players, maybe 10. Let's just be generous and say 10% overall. They don't care. I mean, first of all, it's a corporation, so they don't care about us. They care about this, and they don't care about tournament play unless you're playing Underworlds, Kill Team, or Warcry. The only 3 games that have official Games Workshop tournament play in their rules. I'm not talking about a rules packet that they have on their website. And even then, their official tournaments that they have, their focus is not on winning the game. It's on the hobby. So big difference compared to, say, Americanized ITC standards. They don't care about the gosh darn tournament. I know it's important to us. And so we have to navigate around how they are making these rules, why these releases are staggered, because not only do we have to contend with the rule or the story that's being developed, which is the reason why people get a bunch of stuff at this point, people get a bunch of stuff at this point, and so on. We have 24 factions plus all the sub factions we have to go through. So there's a reason why this stuff gets staggered out. On top of the narrative, it also... Okay, thanks, Ski. So AOS does have tournament play rules and the General's Handbook. So not only do we have to worry about them telling the story, which is how they do their release schedule, they also, throughout that year, that fiscal year, they have to go, okay, how are we going to stagger this also with the storytelling to maximize our sales? And for the most part, we can't just keep hammering, guys, new release, new release, new release, new release, all up front, because it gets fatigue. Like, oh my God, we just had 4 months of nothing but Warhammer 40,000 releases. Okay, let's go ahead and do AOS. They have to stagger all that out to maximize sales, deal with customer, basically, that's probably one of the nicest things that they can do to the consumers, that's us, because it gives us the opportunity to kind of save up for the next release. So you guys need to take that into consideration whenever you guys start complaining, rightfully so or not. That's up to you decide, and I'm not judge, jury, and executioner on what you should or should not feel, or what you should think. I'm just trying to put a little bit of logic, a little bit of reasoning in there, because I know we get impassioned with our hobbies, and so we get angry. And even now, I'm impassioned by trying to bring balance to the force here, because I don't like seeing all the hate and discontent when you're not taking time to analyze everything. You know, Magnus, oh no, Magnus is all super powerful, but this little guy over here that you have to go out of your way for to exceed Magnus in one aspect, like the deny psychic powers. So, you know, he just spent 3 command points, three of your command points to get you to exceed one thing that Magnus can do. And even then, I think Magnus gets rerolls or bonuses to his deny attempts. So you're really not even doing that. So it's like you have no argument. You have no argument. You know, that's all I'm going to say. To me, my personal opinion, you don't have an argument. And I've already kind of distracted myself from here. Let's talk about some of those cool relics that Psychic Awakening 2 has for the these dudes. Gosh darn it, I'm already lost my train of thought because I'm wound up, and I'm probably not even gonna be able to take a nap now. Librarians, chief librarians, the Viculum Vita, I think that's what it's called. It's a 4-sword plus 1 strength on a wound roll, unmodified wound roll of 6. D3 mortal wounds is done instead of the normal 3 or D3 damage. Okay, but if you got your librarian up there in combat, and you might be pushing it, especially if you're a competitive player. I don't know if you'd want. They're more of a kind of a buff, kind of like the chaplain. The Neural Shroud. Now this one, not too bad. Adds 12 inches to the range of the Psychic Hood ability. Okay, cool. So now let's say that you are that souped up librarian, or that souped up. Oh no, I was talking about the. Yeah, souped up librarian, souped up Iron Hands librarian. Now you're probably going to spend another command point to give them this ability. So now it is, you know, now you are matching Magnus on one aspect. Congratulations. You just now spent 4 of your very, very precious. I don't know. I mean, Ski can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like a super precious resource for command points in Warhammer 40,000. You have a lot of them, and you burn through them quick. I know it's a wonderful resource for AOS, but it is not like, I don't think you're wholly dependent on it, because you only get like 1 or 2 command points a turn or something like that. I have to go back and read the rules again, but I don't think it is ridiculously needed like Warhammer 40,000. I mean, it's like your lifeblood right now. So to be able to get to exceed or match Magnus, you have to spend about 4 command points to get one aspect. Come on, man. All right, Chief Apothecary. This is an upgrade I am definitely digging. Let's This one, because I like apothecaries, and I'm recreating the Legion of the Damned 5th Company, but Primarist. Oh, command points are getting to become the new thing in AOS. Might not be as high, but getting there. Okay. But you're probably, I would bet you're probably an addition away from it being that significant. I mean, you need, on average, about 10 command points and ability to regenerate command points in 40k right now, or you're going to be suffering. I mean, and 10 is that's like the bare minimum. There are some armies that are like, well, I need 15 to 20. All right, Chief Apothecary, because I've well over my time on just talking about Space Marine upgrades, and I'm behind schedule here. So Chief Apothecary can reroll the dice to determine if the model has been destroyed. If a model that has been destroyed returns to that unit. Okay, they have a nice breakdown here. Basically, you had a 50-50 chance before. This reroll basically gets you up to about a 75% chance that you're going to be able to get one of the guys back up, pat him on the butt. Come on, Todd, get back up, and let's get in the fight. Cool. One I did like, not this one so much, Father of the Future. When you have an infantry or biker unit within 6 inches of the Warlord, they would lose a wound. The wound is not lost on a D6 roll of a 6. I don't know. Maybe with Iron Hands that could work, and if you pick up a second Warlord trait on this character, pick that one up and just in passing, but I would not concentrate. The one I do like, though, is Selfless Healer. The Warlord can provide medical attention twice rather than once, and can do so to either 2 different units or the same unit twice. And doing the one where you sit there and basically bring a guy back up to life does not prevent you from doing your other one. So that one, I think, grab an apothecary, give them Chief Apothecary stratagem. So now you spent one more stratagem for the hero of the chapter. So now you can take a Warlord trait, pick up Selfless Healer, put them back with your very juicy units like your Eliminators, the ones that are being your snipers, or maybe your heavy plasma gun Hellblasters, and sit there and just like, oh, get back up, I'll pat you on the butt, good game, might be a good one. Let's see here, they've got a okay looking bolt pistol or an Absolver bolt pistol called the Acquittal, strength 5, AP -3, damage 1, and against a unit that is basically, if it's not a monster or a vehicle, the damage increases to D6. That's really a waste of a relic, I'm not gonna lie, unless you really want you got some great awesome narrative that you're putting together, and your apothecary is going to be your HQ, and you want him just to be so cool as hell. Okay, go for it, man. It'll be fun to see. I'd like to see that in action. I think statistically wise, not great, but man, if it suits your purposes, go for it. Healing, the Healer's Aegis, 5-up invulnerable save for your apothecary. Okay. Oh wait, no. Friendly infantry models with a 5-up invulnerable save while they have a 5-up invulnerable save while they're within 1 inch of a model with this relic. Oh, that has to be models, not units. Interesting, though. I could see some potential there. Especially since we don't have to worry about the templates. I could see some potential. Chapter Ancient. I've never been happy with Chapter Ancients, but this is okay. +1 leadership if you take this upgrade, and 9-inch aura instead of 6-inch. Okay, not great. Let's see here. Their singular presence. The units within 3 inches can perform a heroic intervention of him as though they are characters. Okay, that's all right. Steadfast example. Units within 3 inches of him and counts as 2 models if they already have it. That's for, these are okay. He's going to be one of those things where maybe you're going for King of the Hill. Let's say you have one objective, or one very important objective in any of those little side missions, and you need to hold that. You're going to probably want an Ancient for that. Plant that banner and be there, and just basically everything that you have counts as 2 models. Situational. Very flavorful. If it works for you, go for it. Standard Righteous Hatred is a relic. Let's see here. When resolving a shooting or melee attack as a result of the Astartes banner ability. So this is the one where, oh no, Todd died. Todd, fight one more time before you pass out and bleed out and everything. Okay, cool. Now I have a 2-up ballistic skill for my shooting back because I just died. Okay. It's not great, but if you are rocking an ancient, man, go for it. Penitent of the Fallen. Models that attack with a melee weapon as a result of this ability, so basically the opposite of the other one, you may make 2 attacks instead of 1. Okay. I don't know. I can't say too much more. The chapter champion. If you want to make yourself you're not going to be able to do a Primaris chapter champion, which is a little disappointing. Actually, it's a lot of disappointing. But basically, you can upgrade the probably rarely ever used company champion, and where regular play or tournament play. The upgrade, you get +1 leadership, +1 attack, and you get a skillful parry, which I believe is a new type of stratagem, and it can only be used once per battle. And it basically subtracts 1 from the hit roll of melee weapons attacking the champion. I don't know, man. Master Duelist ability. See, when resolving an attack with a melee weapon by a model against this warlord on a hit roll of a 1, roll 1d6. On a 4-up, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound after that unit has finished fighting. Okay, there's better things to go, but if you somehow have tons of command points left over and you can buy the hero of the chapter a couple times, I don't even know if you can do that. It might be. I don't know, man. This is not very good. Friendly units within 6 inches of the warlord can reroll charges. That is the Martial Exemplar. This is their warlord trait. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. Not super great, but that's good. Charging reroll, especially if you're doing a close combat army and you got this company champion in there. Okay. Hey guys, let's go charge forward and cool. You got a 6-man squad of Centurion, assault drill Centurions? Cool. Let's reroll those charges that are very important for our 4-inch movement guys. So I can see that. Blade of Triumph is a relic. Replace a Mastercrafted Power Sword on him with the Blade of Triumph, which is basically, I think, like the Sigismund, the Black Sword on the Emperor's Champion. +2 strength, AP -4, damage 3. No other special rules, but you're now strength 6, AP -4, damage 3. So unless they have a 2-up armor, they are getting no armor save, and 3 damage is pretty freaking nice, especially if the guy that gets 5 attacks and then a 6 on the charge. Okay. Angel Artifice. Looks like that's another one of their relics. Upgrades a save to a 2. They don't have a 2-up. Gosh darn it. So a 2-up, a regular armor save, and a 4-up invulnerable save. But he already does have a 5-up invulnerable save. So whatever. And then what I'm reading off, guys, is the compiled information from the goonhammer.com. They basically did all the work for me, so I don't have to worry about this. I was already starting to work on it this morning. I see some people have jumped on. I'm not going to... I stopped typing my notes when this popped up. A friend of mine sent this to me, and I was like, oh, thank God I don't have to do this. So I'm going to have to go over the 45 minutes. Yeah, you know what? Wrought by Vulcan, you do. It's almost like you really need to take your army, and at the ski, and I've had these discussions before. You've got to focus on your one army and not be like jumping around for whatever the meta is. Follow your one army, your one passion, and get to know that army in and out. And then stuff like all these rules, you don't have to be Autistic Savant to get through it. And I say that in a good way, Autistic Savant. But it's almost to a point even then, if you know your army inside and out, you are intimate with it. You sleep with your Codex supplement or a Codex book right next to you because you just fell asleep, and you wake up and your hand's on top of the book, and you're like, oh man, what's going on, Imperial Fist? Good morning, sweetie. Yeah, flowcharts and diagrams and cheat sheets, 100%, 100% yes, do that. Not a lot of Warhammer 40,000 players do that. And I'm realizing I'm probably going to have to since I wanted to keep this at a 45-minute video, I'm actually going to say part 2 is going to be later on today around 5 o'clock, because I can spend another 30 minutes, actually more than 30 minutes, it'll probably be about 45 minutes, going over the Chaos Space Marine stuff. So let's say 5 o'clock, we're going to do we're going to do 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock we'll do our next show. I'm not getting off just yet, but 3 o'clock will be our next show, where I'm going to do the review of the Faith and Fury, and we're going to go over the wonderful, wonderful Chaos upgrades. Not 100% wonderful, but very flavorful, and they got a nice boost. They're going to get pushed up. But you guys are right. Cheat sheets, flow charts, diagrams, it sounds like an extra lot of work, but really, until you are you know the sequence, and even if you already know your sequence of or order of operations for games on average, you're going to run into something different when you come up against a different army that sequence doesn't follow through. So having a cheat sheet and a flow chart, or mapping out, making sure, okay, I'm doing my setup. This guy's got to be here, and I need this aura ability here, and then I need this guy over here, so they have overlapping abilities for this unit right here, but his ability is not great for this one, but it is for this one. Basically, you come up with basically a layout of how things should deploy. Have a cheat sheet, even print off the data cards, which I wish Games Workshop would do what they do for Age of Sigmar. I think it's wonderful. The War Scroll cards, be able to pull out the card going, okay, I'm going to be using my infiltrators are attacking. Let me push my card over. Cool. Here's everything. Roll my dice. I don't have to look through a codex. I don't have to look on Battlescribe, which gets wrong sometimes. Even though those guys are doing a great job over there, they still get it wrong sometimes. So the ability to use those wonderful War Scroll cards, man, you guys are so lucky, Age of Sigmar. That's one of the reasons I'm strongly considering moving over to Age of Sigmar for the convenience sake and less complainy. I mean, there's still complaints, but less complainy. That's all I could say. But yeah, you really. Oh, hey, Ski, thank you. AOSreminders.com. Perfect for Age of Sigmar players. If you're on YouTube, I'll put it down in the description. If it's great for cheat sheet setup, that's great. And maybe some enterprising young man or woman will go, you know what, I could do this for Warhammer 40,000, Warcry, whatever. You really do need to be doing this. It will really help speed up your game, especially if you're like, all right, well, I don't remember everything this unit does. My first time using it. And I know I have to do 75 dice rolls twice because of this stratagem. So let me read over the rules. And now you're flipping through the book and whatnot. Man, if you have that cheat sheet handy, you can go, okay, 75 dice, boom, here we go. Move all the ones and twos out of the way. Cool, grab these, go again. Or using dice apps, whatever. But a flow chart, a cheat sheet, really let's just call it a cheat sheet all over for those very important rules, those very important things that you've got to remember. Well, if I activate this stratagem, I have to use this psychic power and then use this stratagem after that to capitalize on this sequence of abilities. People forget that all the time. And I don't know how many times, like, oh man, I wish I would have done this. It would have cost me the game. It's like, come on, dude. All you have to do is just spend, maybe let's be over exaggerating here. Let's say spend 1 hour of a day instead of getting on Battlescribe or Googling or watching cat videos on YouTube. Spend 1 hour, and that's exaggerating. Create a cheat sheet for your army. And then you now have a template that you can copy and paste for those 500 different Battlescribe army lists that you've been working on. So now you've got that cheat sheet, and you can go, okay, well, I'm actually going to be running this list this time, so let's copy paste, start a new list, call it this name, whatever. One big long sheet. It doesn't matter. Just make a gosh darn cheat sheet. It's going to make your game much more easier to play, and you'll have more fun without stressing out or blaming your dice. You know what? I'm not going to get into the negative parts. We're going to have that discussion this coming week. I've been doing some pretty good research, digging into some psychological research, some peer review stuff. So I will have to, of course, put the the links for the peer-reviewed articles in the description, so I'm not no copyright stuff or I'm stealing anybody's research, but it'd be full credit to those people just in case something happens and it doesn't pop up or I forget. But we're going to be talking about gamer mindset this next week. There'll be a couple videos, and I think I'm gonna try to do like a series. It'll be like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If I can get 5 videos out of this, might be just 4 videos. We might have to wait till Tuesday for that. But I want to do 30 minutes. Basically, I want to have a TED Talk about our mindset when we're gaming. And this is not just our mental state, but it's also preparation. I mean, I want to take all that negative stuff that we have, all the negative aspects of gaming, bring it down into focus and go, this is how you should be tackling this so you don't bring that negativity to the games. That affect both you and your opponent, those around you, and even those that are not even there at the gaming center. When you're at home or at work, you're on Facebook, whatever, it will. I'm not saying I'm going to make your life better, but I'm going to do my best to give you the tools, or at least give you a heads up on possible behaviors that you are doing, or somebody that is, and we can maybe start turning some things around. This could apply. I mean, there's going to be some games that are like, what are you talking about? We play Flames of War and we're not salty at all. Or hey, you're playing Malifaux or Kittens in a Blender, and you're like, well, we don't get salty like you guys. Okay, cool, but maybe you do know somebody like, hey, dude, go check out these videos. You're going to enjoy it. So I don't have much else, and I don't think there's anything really for AOS that I can cover, and I try not to, so Ski doesn't send his pack of hellhounds that I never get to pet after me. I imagine here soon, when he does have an opportunity, or him and I get a chance to sit down and talk, him and I maybe will discuss if I'm going to cover some stuff for you guys about the old world that's coming up. He probably has a lot more information than me. I know it's some time away, and I have my own thoughts about it, but my own thoughts are mixed between this is awesome to really. So I'm going to hold off my review until I have a chance to talk to Ski about it and see, which of my thoughts is in the right place. Should I be excited, or should I be disappointed, or should I be somewhere in between? I think right now I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think this is going to be a cool thing, and I for whatever reason that they're doing it, I think it might end up being very beneficial. So it is. I'm well over my time. 3 p.m. We're going to do an afternoon show, and I'm going to cover the Chaos Space Marine aspect of Faith and Fury. We'll break it all. Faith and Fury's book 2, The Psychic Awakening. We're going to cover Chaos Space Marines, and if I've got the information by then, I will cover Black Templar as well. And I won't have to go into the little spiel about everything else. Make sure you jump over to, let me pull this back up if you are late joining. The quartering, the Astartes. Let's see here. All right, so what I was talking about earlier, go over to the I'm sorry about this. Gosh darn it. Sorry about this. Over on YouTube, there's the quartering with Jeremy at the quartering. I'm not, the biggest fan of him. I mean, we basically, I think, are on opposite sides. Ultimately, political, social, all that jazz. But I do enjoy. Man, I just cannot get things working. I do enjoy what's the word? I do enjoy the logical and somewhat comical takes that he has on stuff. And I mean, all things about gaming, movies, and whatnot. So, all right. Well, I can't seem to find his stuff, but yeah, I just can't. So I'm just going to go to Chapter Master Valric. I don't know if you guys have seen the. I am really sorry about this. I got a lot of dead air here. I just want to make sure he's getting some pretty good coverage here. Man. Anyways, if you've not watched the videos for the what is it called? I'm sorry, I'm really struggling here with my words. The Astartes. Oh, there we go. The Astartes video. Why is this so big? Sorry about this. I'm really sorry. I'm just like really messing things up right now. Anyways, Jeremy over at the Quartering. Here we go. Jeremy over at the Quartering is now covering that the Astartes channel, these guys that did these 5 fan-made films, they were going to be doing more really great quality films, totally fan-made. Their account had been hacked, and they need our help to get it back. And YouTube has got a lot of things going on right now, thanks to the administration's FCC. Really, they're appointing the FCC, doing a lot of bad stuff, and FCC is passing on that bad stuff to content creators like ourselves. We're not so much affected, but people like Jeremy at the Quartering are. And because of whatever's happened recently, there are hundreds, maybe even thousands of content creators' websites have been hacked or taken over by scam artists. It's just this huge wave of people getting hammered. And it's definitely frightening. I don't think we have to worry about it because we're not at like the 10,000, 150,000, 675,000 plus type people. But they need, like this should be passionate for all of you, because this is attacking a fan-made website, fan-made YouTube content creator, movie creator. Even if you don't like Warhammer 40,000, the quality that he's done because of his fan-made passion, I guess, best way to describe it, has been taken over by hackers. And YouTube is not doing anything to help them. So head over to the Quartering on YouTube, find the video. Astartes has been hacked and needs our help. Listen to what he's talking about. Listen about all the stuff that's going on right now with YouTube, and and follow his examples on how to support this fan-made videos, this fan-made channel. And when you do, make sure you hit subscribe if you don't mind for him. Make sure you hit the like button and put it in the comments. Hey, we're here to help. John over at FNP Wargamers on YouTube and Twitch said to come on over, like your channel, and go to bat for these guys. We're here. We're mobilizing a 100,000 plus strong community. Let's fight for our people. Pretty much. Let's go to bat for our people. So it's a little long-winded, and I apologize, but I want to fight to get these guys' channel back because they make some great videos, and it's wrong what's happening. So you might not have to like Jeremy at the Quartering, okay, but please, let's fight for one of our fans, one of our brothers or sisters. Help us out, man. All right, so I've gone on long enough, and it's being tired and sick. So let me get my hands right. Here we go. Hit that subscribe button up top. I promise you, we're going to do the Chaos Space Marine book, or part of that book, in 30 minutes. I've decided 30 minutes. I'm going to set up the timer. This is going to shut down in 30 minutes at 3 o'clock. From 3 to 3:30, we're going to cover Psychic Awakening, psychic stuff later. Hit that subscribe button. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you can get a 1-month subscription for free. Yeah, I know. I forgot totally that you're sick too, Ski. If you are a veteran, if you know a veteran or active duty, they can go, and I think it might still be going. You'll just Google veterans and Amazon Prime. We're getting $40 off for a 1-year subscription. It's a great way to get basically like $75, $76 subscription for 1 year, and they might renew it next year. So man, great time to be active duty or a veteran. Great little benefit. Whether you like to get like your discounts at stores or whatnot, doesn't matter. This is a hey, thank you. We're a veteran run channel. I think every single member on this channel is a veteran. So the content providers here, all of us at FNP Wargamers, so we understand, but it's an opportunity, $40 off, and as a hey, thanks for passing that information on to us, John. Maybe just for 1 month, hit that subscription button. If you're on YouTube, jump on over here, or if you guys are on here and not on YouTube, go over to the opposite site and that you normally watch us on, and hit that follow and subscribe button. If you're over at YouTube, man, hit the like and type in just a comment. Hey, I enjoyed your video, or hey, John, you really need to cut down the time on those videos. You're killing me with the length, dude. Just, I don't care what the comments are. You could say I need to shave this stupid goatee I got going. I don't care. Lose weight. I just put a comment in there. Pass it on to your friends and family. Let's get the word out for FNP Wargamers, because we are going to be pushing. Every 100 followers now that we start adding, every 100 plus followers, or every 100 mark that we get on Twitch, I'm actually going to do a drawing. I'm just going to do it. Start it right now. We're going to do a drawing. And I'm going to give out one free bit of prize support over at YouTube. Every 500 that we get starting yesterday, every 500 from yesterday we get, I'm going to do another bit of prize support. It'll be a little bit more dollar-wise than the Twitch one, but we're doing this now. I'm giving away stuff. I've got to clear out Narnia, which is my spare bedroom with all my hobby stuff. Narnia needs to get cleared out. I've got games in there, newly packaged miniatures, everything. I need to get rid of it. And who better to give it to than our followers? So we love you guys. And you guys obviously love us because you're sitting up here listening to me ramble. So let me know what you think. I don't even care. The negative, the good, the bad. I don't care. Just put a comment, guys. All right, my name is John. I'm with FNP Wargamers, and this has been a long-winded morning episode. I'll see you at 3 o'clock for the Chaos review of Faith and Fury Psychic Awakening 2. You all have a good Sunday afternoon or morning or